Previously on Lonely Girl 15.
And I know you think that I'm the enemy, but I have something that I need to tell you.
They don't tell us anything. These girls are special. That's all the followers know. The future of the eternal hymn, that's what they call them.
Okay, well then, you have to be really honest with me right now. How much time do we have?
A week, maybe 2.
The following should be considered as evidence of my good intentions, and as a warning to anyone who might be foolish enough to consider coming after our very special girl.
I know you want to save Emma. I hope you do. But there's something that we can do right now to fight the Order, and I can't do it alone. I really need your help.
No! Jesus! Drop it! Get down, man! You get down! Drop it! In order to drop it!
Somebody has to be the fucking voice of reason.
You're the voice of reason?
Yes, I'm the fucking voice of reason.
We'll have Emma soon. We'll lead her home. Home. To the hymn of one.
I am delighted to accept these care packages as the first commitment of generosity from our new partners. Together, we will change the world.
And I will always be with you. I love you.
We don't know that. And besides, Emma's location's on this tape. We can't afford to lose it. It's not like you can't find it on the forum, man. Come on, give me. That's it. Doesn't matter. Alex's mom, my step-grandma, if you're following any of that, she took us here when we were kids for some party. It was winter solstice or whatever. Why is Emma here? Well, she's here because I'm guessing that our rogue elder is the same guy who threw that party.
I know on the outside I look like I'm all right. But my organs are aging. My liver, my kidneys are nearly 90 years old.
Hymn 1, Wyman Foundation, Verdus Pharmaceuticals, the Lullaby Project. What does it all add up to? How if I know?
Look, all I'm saying is that you better be following us because we have no idea where we are.
So you're probably wondering what happened with Carl and company. Well, take a look.
No!
Breathe, you're okay. I'm right here. Breathe. In, out, you're okay. I'm right here with you. I'm right here. We're gonna get out.
I can't be here anymore.
And for those of you born after 1990, it's a VHS tape. You remember those? Coughing fits. What the hell? I really hope you can find something, Taylor, and if anyone knows who this girl is, let us know.
Jonas, I haven't heard from you. Don't tell me that you still don't have internet. Look, I watched the videos. I know who the guy is.
I'm desperate. Okay, I'm not the one who's so desperate for meaning in my life that I'm getting brainwashed by some organization that I don't even know anything about.
Oh, is that what you think?
Yeah, that's what I think.
My name is Calvin Hart. I'm a geneticist. My specialty is the study of pleiotropy, which is the genetic effect of a single gene on multiple phenotypic traits.
I think it's probably the people from Verdus, right? How did they find us? How are we gonna get out of here? I don't know, man. Just don't panic, okay? You don't know what these people can do. Okay, but just don't panic. Emma!
¿Qué le pasó? De repente se puso mala, no sé.
Hey. And now on the season finale of Lonely Girl 15. Following up from the harrowing ordeal in the Mexican hotel and Emma's mysterious appearance out of nowhere, Jonas updates us on what has transpired. He explains that his sister, after viewing the videos containing Dr. Hart and Gina, tried to warn her parents about the injections that would make her trait negative, yet they ignored her pleas. Fearing that she would suffer the same fate as Gina, Emma runs away from home and manages to track down Jonas via an email her brother had sent to Daniel. According to Jonas, Emma is okay, but is extremely weak and under the direct care of Dr. Hart. We get an update from Sarah, who seems to be enjoying her time with the Hymn of One and the supposed humanitarian work they are engaged in. Here we are introduced to Jenny, a young anthropology student who was recruited by the Lullaby Project. Jenny, too, was enthralled by what the Hymn of One stated their mission was all about, namely to provide resources, shelter, and education to young expectant mothers. Instead of going back to school, she chose to travel with Lullaby. It seems that Sarah and Jenny have formed a close-knit friendship, and both seem genuinely happy about the work that they are performing. Daniel decides to go out and surprise Mallory, since the couple hasn't seen each other in a few weeks due to Mallory assisting Daniel's professor on a film set that he's working on. In any case, the trip doesn't go as planned.
Hey, don't forget your bag.
I'm getting it.
You can hear her. There she is. That's... fuck me.
Mallory?
Daniel? Daniel, wait!
I'm gonna post this. I'm gonna show everyone what she did.
Refusing to talk about what happened between himself and Mallory, Daniel throws himself into trying to decipher the exact connection Verdus Pharmaceuticals has with the Order. Although not entirely trusting of Dr. Hart, Daniel agrees to take him to Verdus headquarters in order to retrieve a special vial of serum. But Daniel grows concerned when he witnesses security forces enter the building, to which he tries to get in contact with Jonas and the doctor.
Jonas! Can you hear me?
I can hear you, go.
Hey, Hart's lab assistant guy just ran into the building with a bunch of security guards. It's a setup, man.
Shit, hold on, wait.
What? Wait, no!
Listen, Doc Hart says that's the only way out of the building, okay?
No, you gotta leave now.
No, listen, he's not done yet.
What do you mean? Yes, he is. They're gonna be up there any minute. Hurry up.
Danny, listen, Doc Hart said they're not gonna come up here, okay?
Jonas, did you ever think that maybe your doctor's still working for them? Come on, man.
Daniel? Hey, wait one. Daniel, this is Dr. Hart. I will be done in an hour, maybe 2.
Why are you supposed to get by them?
After waiting nearly an hour, Dr. Hart, Jonas, and Emma rush out to meet Daniel, after which the four speed away. In a moment of introspection between Emma and Dr. Hart, we hear from his own mouth the heartbreaking ordeal that Gina had to endure before she died due to the trait-negative injections he had been subjecting her to, in order to further his own research.
She wasn't getting any better. She didn't want to be locked up anymore like a lab rat.
Wasn't that why you took her to the concert?
I was going to. Gina was the 11th patient in the Hart study. He was named after me. Believe that? A program responsible for the deaths of...
No, you didn't know, though. I mean, you were just trying to help people.
If I hadn't been so blind, if I wasn't so ambitious, I would have known. Then there was Gina.
Yeah. I mean, wasn't she 13 before she started to go trait negative?
For some reason, her body stopped responding to the treatment we'd been giving her. Fevers, colds, immune suppression. But then it got worse. It got a lot worse.
That's what would have happened to me, huh?
But as long as you stay positive.
Oh, I'm positive. I'm a glass half full kind of girl.
Yes, you are. Now, are you gonna help me eat these cookies or what?
I thought he'd never ask.
Mallory makes a desperate attempt to get Daniel to forgive her in an emotional video that she uploads. She tries to explain that her affair with the professor was meaningless and that her life without Daniel is simply empty.
Daniel, I'm so sorry. I can't. I don't even know what to say right now. I just... I'm just so sorry. I understand why you're not taking my calls and why you don't want to talk to me, but please, Daniel, I never slept with him or anything. I swear to you, please believe me. It was just that one kiss, the one you saw. And there was one other time. But that's it. I promise you. Rey del Mundo means nothing to me. You mean everything to me. I never meant to hurt you, Daniel. I have this problem where, for some reason, when something in my life goes perfect, I just do something to screw it up. And my life was perfect you make me so happy. And I don't know why I did what I did. I think I need to see like a shrink or something. I really do. But I'm not speaking to Rey anymore. And I miss you so much.
Reacting to Mallory's pleas, Daniel is unmoved, but at the same time seems to make an impulsive and spur-of-the-moment decision. The only thing he wants now, more than ever, is to find Sarah. Sarah then uploads an insightful yet somewhat disturbing video in which the audience starts to get a glimpse inside her psyche. From the looks of it, Sarah has completely given into the rhetoric of the Hymn of One.
I don't really know how to say this. Something happened. I can't even really tell you because I don't know myself, but the day it started like any other, you know? I woke up at dawn, met Jenny in the mess tent, eat cornflakes, drink coffee, nothing weird there. Then we went to the song circle, like always. Only it wasn't like it usually is, which is, it's just, it's, these people, they take it so seriously, you know? The Hymn of One, people sway, their faces light up, and all that kind of stuff, because they're hearing their eternal song. Sometimes my mind wanders. I think about a day or a problem I'm having. Today I was thinking about this day in kindergarten. Taylor was a baby. My mom was acting crazy and hormonal. She wasn't paying any attention to me at all. I went to school that day and I must have looked really upset because my teacher, Miss Libby, gave me this huge hug when she saw me. And she just wrapped her arms around me and suddenly I felt like I was loved. But not with like a little L, like the way your family loves you or the way your boyfriend says he does, but really, really loved. In a big sense, in a universal sense, It was like for the first time in my life, I felt like everything was really totally okay. I'd forgotten about that day in kindergarten until this morning in the song circle. That's not the weird thing. Just remembering that, all of a sudden, well, not sudden, because it seems like it's always been there, I just hadn't noticed. I heard this music. It sounded like it was coming from really far off. And then everything started moving in slow motion. And everything started shifting with this music. It was just getting louder and louder, and then I fell into it. I wish I could sing it or describe it, but I can't. It just felt like that day in kindergarten. It felt like Miss Libby's hug. It felt like love. I can't believe I just said that. It doesn't even sound like me. When we got up to go to the village, the music went far back into my brain. It's still there, even now. I tried talking to Jenny about it, but she just said that maybe I was hearing my eternal song. You know, we have a joke about that, like Claudia's is Freebird and Carl's is some Britney Spears thing. Whatever song we think is funny at the moment. But this time when she said it, I knew she was right. Jenny doesn't understand. You probably don't either. Neither do I. Especially after what we've all been through. How could this eternal song thing be real? We all know that the Hymn of One, it's just a front for the Order. It's not even real. You know, it's not real. But this is. My eternal song is real.
After confirming that Verdus operatives have traced where they live, Dr. Hart and Jonas make a split decision to flee with Emma. After convincing her that it's the only option, all four prepare to leave the house when they spot a suspicious-looking car outside. Fearing that it may be an ambush, Daniel volunteers to distract the driver while the others make a break for it. At the end of the upload, Jonas tells the audience that they will be going into hiding for Emma's sake. Surprisingly, we hear from Jenny next. She comments that she's starting to have second thoughts about her time spent with Lullaby and that they may not be all that they appear. Jenny is also a bit weirded out by how deep Sarah seems to be falling into the cult, although as an outsider and someone that has not been privy to all that the young group has gone through dealing with the Order and the Hymn of One, as such, she seems more or less flippant about the entire situation. Something that may be a grave mistake on her part. Daniel decides to rant about how his life has been adversely affected by the women that he surrounds himself with. He comments that Mallory has been blowing up his messages trying to get him to talk with her, but he refuses to relent. Next, he addresses the video uploaded by Jenny. He pleads with her to get in contact with him as he wants to find Sarah. He also warns Jenny that due to the diabolical nature of the Hymn of One, that she herself may be in peril.
I have no idea what the hell is going on. I came into the village like an hour ago to do some prep work with some of the women here. Sorry, I'm a little freaked out. That was more than bizarre. I came out here to help. Juanita Ceres? Oh, hola. Mi nombre es Jenny, estoy con Lullaby Project. ¿Es usted Juanita Ceres?
No, gracias, no Lullaby.
¿Es usted Juanita?
No me graben.
Oh, okay. No camera. Sorry. As soon as I shut off the camera, Juanita opened the door. She said the Lullaby Project is a curse. She said that 3 of her relatives who've participated in our outreach have had miscarriages over the last couple weeks, and when I tried to explain the complications of bringing a baby to full term, she got really upset and started yelling. I couldn't really understand anything she was saying except for asesino, which translates to assassin or murderer or killer. Just whichever you prefer. I want to chalk this all up to a crappy day, but I can't get Juanita Ceres out of my mind. She seemed really scared to me, scared of me. There's gotta be a coincidence that 3 of her relatives have had miscarriages, right? But she didn't think so. I mean, a lot of women miscarry. When she was yelling asesino at me, her entire body just shook. I not a murderer.
Jonas uploads and tells us about a troubling incident he had whilst on a group conference call that he had with some members of the LG15 forum.
Well, for those of you who weren't there, the other day I had a conference call, and I invited some people that I trusted. Mouse, Hopeful Semblance, Clan 21, there were some others. And somehow, Virgil cracked into that call and he laid some crazy warning on me.
Hello? Who?
Jonas, it's Virgil, the Watcher.
Virgil the what? Whoa. Hello?
You're the one who should be watching now. Santa has a present for you. Check your stocking on Christmas Day.
Virgil. Whoa. Hello? Virgil. Hello?
After the mysterious hack-in by Virgil, Jonas now suspects that one of his trusted allies might be a spy and that he has to watch his back much more closely from here on out. Against Jonas's explicit instructions, Emma posts a video in which she laments her current circumstances. She reveals that Jonas herself and Dr. Hart have gone deep underground, and it's taking a tremendous psychological toll on her. Apparently, her parents have intensified their search for her, even going so far as to make public pleas using various news outlets.
If anybody has seen this girl, she's our little girl. Okay, her name is Emma. Her mother and father miss her very much, and we're very worried about her. So Emma, if you're out there, you can see this. Okay, baby, come home. Okay, we miss you.
Emma now divulges that she no longer trusts her parents, as she firmly believes that by refusing to cease giving her the injections, that they were willingly trying to kill her. Both Jonas and Dr. Hart have been corresponding with a fringe reporter who promises to get their story out and to the wider public at large. All this despite this entire saga being posted onto a public forum like YouTube, but again, folks, suspension of disbelief. However, we digress. Jonas and the doctor have arranged a secret meeting with said reporter, but are unknowingly walking right into a trap.
I thought you said he was coming alone. Yeah, he was. Jonas? Hi. Run! Go! Stop! Move! Damn it! Damn it! Oh God! I think he got shot. God. I think he got shot.
Well, I met with the reporter, and Daniel watched from afar just in case nothing happened. You know, at first I thought he was the guy who tipped us off to Verdus, because, you know, how else would they have known where we were? But when I met him, he was just as freaked out as I was about what happened. He didn't even send that note calling for the meeting. No, it wasn't him. And without Dr. Hart, he can't print the story, which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous because he knows the truth. He knows. You know, he knows, but he said he can't print a story without concrete evidence. Concrete. You know, what's concrete? How about a year and a half of videos? How about the forums, the blogs? It's not concrete? And he said no one would believe us. The person that they would believe is Dr. Hart, and he's gone. And he did make that video, but, you know, he didn't say enough. There's a lot more to this story. Dr. Hart was assigned to the Lullaby Project down in Mexico. They wanted him to go down there and find out why all these women were miscarrying. So he went down there, he got to work, and he found that a lot of these babies were carrying the trait positive marker, which I guess at first fascinated him. You know, he thought he discovered this whole group of people who were genetically predisposed to being trait positive. Yippee, you know, party time. The only problem is he discovered that they were giving these women gene therapy, which didn't work most of the time. You know, the babies were born normally, you know, without any trait, but when it did work, one of two things happened. One, the therapy caused them to miscarry. Or two, in very rare cases, women gave birth to a trait-positive girl. The thing is, they didn't tell them. They told them that they miscarried, and they didn't even know about the kid. And that's when Dr. Hart started compiling evidence. That's when he started researching, and he eventually found our site, our videos, and when he saw that Sarah and I were down touring the Lullaby Project, he started slipping us the evidence.
guess he didn't want anybody to go through what Gina went through. But you know what? It was all for nothing. I thought maybe at least his disappearance would cause some attention. Someone would do something. Maybe the reporter could write about that, but no. He called Verdus, and they said that he wasn't dead. He'd just been reassigned. Yeah, transferred to the jungle, I think they said. And then they put some guy on the phone claiming to be Dr. Hart. So what's that mean? Does that mean he's still alive? Was that guy pretending to be Dr. Hart? I don't know. I'll tell you what I do know, or at least I think I know. I think I know why Verdus found us. Emma. I told her not to blog. Remember the video where she was talking about the pastries, the Fadigaman cookies, whatever they were? I think they call them poor man's cookies. Well, you know what? How many bakeries do you think sell those things? So from there they found where we were, and then they slipped us that bogus note calling for that meeting that we walked right into. We tried everything. I mean, this was it. We had everything in place. But I'm not giving up. There's an answer. I'm gonna find it.
A few days after Christmas, Sarah uploads a video in which she seems unnaturally euphoric. She has embraced what she calls her eternal song, but insists that she has not been brainwashed. Reflecting on all that she's been through, Sarah comes to the conclusion that it was Bree and the others who were wrong this entire time, and that she has found more in common with a hymn of one than she ever did with a group. Taking into account Sarah's odd behavior coupled with Daniel's warnings, Jenny has decided to do some in-depth investigation on the Lullaby Project and reports on her findings.
Recap. Last week, I found that woman in town, the one that said that she wouldn't go to the Lullaby Project because a lot of her relatives were having miscarriages there. Okay, I found the file on Juanita Serres' relatives, and sure enough, 3 of them had miscarriages in the same 2 weeks. And then I looked at the reports, the public ones that were put out by the Lullaby Project, and you know how many miscarriages they said there were? 1. And it wasn't even one of Juanita's relatives. It was some other random person, someone who I've never met.
It seems like you're right about the discrepancy. No, I wouldn't worry about it though. This is Mexico.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, it's not like they have a reputation for efficiency down here.
Yeah, don't you think we should tell somebody?
Ginny, the last thing we need is bad publicity. Why don't we just do what we came down here to do? You know, forget about the numbers. Just do your job.
Right. So I decided to find the file on the other woman, the one whose miscarriage they did report. There's nothing in the file. Nothing. Just a slip of paper from Verdus Pharmaceuticals and some sort of an intake slip or something. There's a patient number in the corner, patient number 112, and beside that in parentheses the letter D. I have no idea what that means. All I know is that no matter what Carl says, I can't forget the numbers. Because they're not numbers, they're babies.
We hear from Emma next when she details an unnerving encounter that many of them had with Sarah when the group was on live chat. This is what happened.
I'm coming! Hi guys, it's me. Alright, so Jonas and Daniel are outside and they're getting ready to go, so I kind of have to make this quick. But I just wanted to talk to you guys. For those of you who were not on the Jenny chat last night, Sarah logged on, and she logged on from the Lullaby Project. And let's just say she was pretty brainwashed sounding. I mean, I've seen her videos from the village before, and I know she's confused, but this was, I don't know, this was different. This was scary. She said something like, this Friday, which is tomorrow, my lyrics will be formalized, and then I will sing my song, and then we'll have my celebration. I don't even know what that means, but I know it can't be good. Jonas and Daniel and Jenny and I talked offline, and we decided to come up with a plan. I really do want to help Sarah, And I know she's a really good friend to Jonas and Daniel. And let's not forget the fact that she risked her life to come out and help me when she didn't even know me. But I also want to say that I don't even know if we can trust Jenny. I know we've been burned many times in the past by people randomly coming on saying they want to help us, and it always ends up being a trap. We have no other option right now. We are going into this with an open mind, and we are not walking into this blindly. So, Happy New Year, guys, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.
In an unexpected turn of events, we find that Mallory is once again trying to reach out to Daniel. However, this time she claims that it's different. Mallory seems to indicate that she is being stalked by Rey Del Mundo. But, by the way, we once again seem to lapse into nonsensical writing with this particular character's name. You see, Del Mundo literally translates into of the world from Spanish to English, and to think that this would pass as a supposed Hispanic character's last name is quite ridiculous to say the least. Anyway, moving on. Mallory seems quite fearful that Daniel's film professor is now stalking her due to an eerie tape left at her doorstep that seems to depict someone following her around town. The audience is highly speculative of Mallory's motivations, as they surmise this might be yet another ploy to convince Daniel into taking her back. Following through with their plan to meet up with Jenny, Jonas, Daniel, and Emma formulate a plan with their new contact in which they scheme to rescue Sarah.
Nobody fucking move! Drop the cup! Drop it!
Stop, Sarah! Do it! No! Come on! I'm not
Back.
coming with you! Do it!
You! Yeah! Drop it!
Sarah?
Hey!
Give me your hand.
Back up!
Get away from me! Get away
Whoa,
from me!
whoa.
What are you doing? Let go of me! Let go! Sarah!
Come on!
Let go!
Give it
Sarah!
back! Get back!
It's okay! It's not okay!
Let her go! Let her go! You don't know what you're doing.
Oh, Carl, we know what you're doing.
Carl,
Don't worry. Let's go.
let go of me! Daniel, stop it! No! I don't understand! Why are you doing this?
They took Dr. Hart. Listen, Sarah, he was going to the press, but they were there waiting for him. And they took him away, and by now he's probably dead. They probably killed him.
No,
just like they killed
It's not
Bree.
true. Dr. Hart is in Africa.
Ask
Okay,
Carl about patient 112, Sarah. Ask him about the discrepancies in the statistics.
it's just not true, okay? Look, you guys just don't understand what it's like to be at peace with yourself. You don't understand what it's like to be at peace with the world because you don't snap out of it. Listen to me. Don't touch me.
Sarah. Sarah, you know that those people were...
Jonas updates us on the group situation. He reveals that although Sarah was willing to go along with a hymn of one's ideology, she hasn't been fully indoctrinated the way that Bree seemed to have been when they rescued her a year prior. Sarah definitely still seems to be herself, albeit still resentful about being rescued when she never asked for it. Jonas then tells us that Daniel has volunteered to take Sarah back to civilization to get her away from the Hymn of One and the Lullaby Project, while he stays behind with Emma and Jenny to see if they can gather any more info on Carl, Chris, and the rest of their cohorts. Back with Sarah and Daniel, we see that the two are harboring pent-up emotions about the situation that they find themselves in, as well as unsaid feelings that they still have for each other.
Sarah, just try. Look at me, try. Would you put this down? It's not even raining.
Look, you wouldn't understand, okay?
What wouldn't I understand?
You wouldn't understand it because you're so caught up in your own superficial world.
My
Okay, yes, you're so caught up in, oh, Mallory cheated on me, and oh, I have such a tough life. You wouldn't understand what it feels like to have something so important taken away from you. To have something that made you feel like you had a place in the world just gone.
I wouldn't understand that.
No!
Did they erase Bree from your mind when they brainwashed you? I've lost more than you've ever even had. Think about that. It's easier to help strangers than it is people close to you, isn't it? You were down there getting all cozy with the people that killed my best friend. How do you think that made me feel? I've lost enough already, Sarah. I didn't want to lose you too.
Shifting back to Mexico, we find that Jonas, Jenny, and Emma have been shadowing Carl all over town. After meeting with a mysterious blonde woman, Carl surprises the trio and reveals that he was aware of their presence the entire time, after which he hands them a note and casually walks away.
You like it black, right?
Where the hell's Dr. Hart?
He's here.
What? You're not even gonna pretend that he's in Africa?
Oh no, he was. But now he's back. In fact, remember, open door policy. Or maybe I should say, open tent flap.
We next hear from Daniel, and he updates us on his situation with Mallory and her supposed stalker, and in the process confirms what the audience had suspected all along.
I've never been the kind of guy who's had a girlfriend his whole life. We all know those guys out there who just always have a girl. But I mean, straight up, Bree was like the first girl I ever kissed. I mean like a real kiss. And then everything else with Sarah, you guys know. Anyways, the point is that I never would have even considered that Del Mundo's video could have been a fake. That Mallory would want me back so badly that she would put out a bogus stalker video and try and pin it on someone. But you guys spotted it. You checked the timestamps, all from the same day. You all basically stopped me from getting played. So, thank you so much. So Mallory, I guess I'm saying now what I couldn't say in person. We're done. And it's not why everybody probably thinks. It's not because you made a video and lied to me, or because you cheated on me with Del Mundo. It's because I need to be there for my friends. And I really want to be there for Sarah. So Mal, I'll see you when I see you.
Daniel then recruits Sarah into his continued plans to try and sneak into Verdus Pharmaceuticals. Dressing as a clown and delivering a singing telegram to one of Verdus' top assistants, Daniel buys Sarah just enough time with his act for her to secure one of the head executives' login passcode. However, before she can get any more information, she is interrupted by Director McKinley, who bursts in and berates his secretary for not answering his calls. Sarah manages to stay hidden and sneaks out of the building with Daniel, still in his clown getup. Acting on the supposed invitation by Dr. Hart handed to them by Carl, Jonas, Emma, and Jenny follow his instructions to meet him at a remote location near a canyon. What they find leave them mystified as well as afraid for the good doctor's physical state.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
What happened? What happened? Are you shot?
Dr. Hart, what happened?
Sorry, I didn't. I never had a choice. What are you talking about? Talk to me. Run as fast as you can.
What?
Back.
Who is that? I don't know.
Oh shit.
Jonas, put down the gun.
Put your gun down, man. We don't have to do this, okay?
Don't be an idiot. Put down the
I'm
gun.
not gonna be an idiot, but we can talk this out, okay? So just...
This was Dr. Hart's idea, not ours.
Guys.
Lucy!
What the hell's going on? Dr. Hart, what the hell's going on? What are you talking about? Gina!
Oh my god.
Jonas!
Jonas! Jonas! Oh my god! Jonas! Jonas! Emma! Emma! Jonas! Jonas! Emma! Jonas, can you hear me? Emma! Jonas! Get up! Emma!
After several weeks, Taylor once again resurfaces. She tells us how things have been going in her life. She takes the time to address and scold Sarah for not contacting her, as well as relate her odd correspondence with a boy named Jack.
So, for the past 3 weeks, I was completely freaking out about Sarah.
I emailed everyone, Daniel, Jonas, and nobody got back to me. Radio silence. Nothing. So I'd wait. I'd wait for a video post from Sarah. God, from anybody. Worrying the entire time. But now, after seeing Sarah's videos, lounging on the couch totally fine, what was all my worrying for? She still hasn't even called me. I've called, emailed, IM'd. Daniel says that she's just getting back to her old self, but Sarah, do you really think that I want to worry about you all the time? No. That's why I've decided to make a change. I know I'm always the girl that's halfway down the cyber rabbit hole at the ready, but I think I need a little more balance in my life. So, ta-da! I've applied for a job as something the kids are calling a barista. I'm pretty sure that's Italian for caffeine junkie, but the job comes with a 401k. And it's not like I won't be online at all. Actually, I was just contacted by this kid named Jack through whatweird.com. I don't know how many of you have seen his videos, but what he says he's going through seems pretty intense.
I guess I just wanted to update you guys on what I've been doing lately. I've teleported a bunch of times since I last been on here.
I know. If someone had told me a year ago that they could teleport, well, I would have called the nice men in the white coats. But after all we've seen, and the truth is, Jack seems totally sincere and completely freaked out.
Okay. I don't know what to do. Somebody's watching me.
I really don't know any more than you, but I guess when I'm not making grande, half-calf, double-whip, mocha frap, chai tea latte things, I'll still have a little time to help him out. Maybe all of you out there in the rabbit hole can help too. Just remember, balance.
Hey guys. I haven't been online since I posted Friday's video. To be honest, I don't even know if I'm gonna post this video. I guess I just wanted to let you know that Jonas is okay. He's with me. I found a doctor down in Mexico to stitch him up, and he'll be fine. Daniel and Sarah, I'm gonna drive Jonas back to you guys, and then I might just take off, okay? Look, I'm scared, I admit it. After Friday, they kidnapped Emma. I just didn't expect. I know what happened to Bree. I know what the Order is capable of, how dangerous they are. But knowing something intellectually and having a fucking gun pointed at you are two very different things. It was the first time in my life I thought I was gonna die. Look, I want to help find Emma. I do. But I don't know how much more of this kind of stuff I can take, you know? Maybe this is all just too crazy for me. I don't know. Bye.
Daniel responds to Jenny's video where he thanks her for staying by Jonas's side and for driving him back home. Daniel also relays the parts of the puzzle he's been putting together that all concern Dr. Hart, Emma's abduction, and what Gina's survival has to do with any of it.
I don't know what to say, or even what happened out there in the desert. I've read a lot of the comments on the forum. I saw Lucy, Breeze Watcher, I saw how insane Dr. Hart was. But right now, the only thing that matters is finding Emma. That's it. That's all. So I spent the day going over everything we know for sure about Dr. Hart, Verdus, and the Lullaby Project. Every detail. What we know is that the Lullaby Project was run by Dr. Hart and Verdus, and that Verdus is controlled by the Order, and that the Order has Emma. Now what I can't figure out is how Gina, Patient 11, fits into all of this. Why was she there on Friday if all they wanted was Emma? Dr. Hart, if you believe anything he said, anything he told us, said that Gina was genetically engineered to be a trait-positive girl, and that she, like all the other positive girls, didn't survive. But Gina did survive. We all saw her. So that means everything that Dr. Hart told us about Gina was a lie, right? Who is Gina? What is Gina? Was Gina even a part of Dr. Hart's Verdus study? That's what I don't know. But I can tell you who does. Ted McKinley, Vice President of Biotherapeutics at Verdus Pharmaceuticals. So holla back with any ideas, thoughts, suggestions. This is happening now.
Taylor informs us that her correspondence with Jack has continued and that she's becoming more concerned for him. According to Taylor, Jack is convinced he can somehow teleport through space and time, and that he's part of an ancient sect of what he calls jumpers, belonging to a long extinct bloodline known as paladins. Taylor seems to think that Jack might be slipping into psychosis and admits that she doesn't know what to do about the situation.
This message is to all of you out there calling me insane. I never had a choice. The ceremony's next week, and I couldn't lose Gina. I couldn't lose her. She's my best friend. My soulmate. My life wouldn't be worth living without her. Verdus made me a deal. Emma for Gina. One life for another. And save Gina. All the Order wants is the blood. Jonas, Daniel, I'm sorry. But if you understood everything, you would understand.
After viewing Dr. Hart's video outing himself as a traitor, Jonas drinks himself into an incoherent stupor, filming himself rambling inside a bathtub. He reflects on the past few months spent with Dr. Hart and reveals that the clues were right in front of him the entire time. Dr. Hart had been lying and prepping Emma for capture the whole way through, and the only one with any kind of inkling of suspicion was Daniel. Daniel manages to track down the residence of Ted McKinley, the director and vice president of Verdus Pharmaceuticals. Daniel plans to break into the man's apartment, but is convinced by Sarah to let her go instead, as she would be much less conspicuous according to her. She walks right inside after finding the door unlocked and wanders around the apartment. McKinley unexpectedly returns, but Sarah concocts a half-baked story of looking for her lost cat, and McKinley buys into it, obviously distracted by Sarah's good looks and charm. Using this distraction, Daniel sneaks in and stumbles onto a treasure trove of files, which he swipes indiscriminately. A call on Daniel's phone alerts McKinley to the ruse, and the latter begins to chase Daniel out of the apartment, but he and Sarah do manage to escape. Daniel uploads a few days later and lays out what the group has uncovered by going through McKinley's files.
Look, we spent the weekend going over everything we found at McKinley's place. The clinical trials, the medical history, and you guys aren't going to believe this. Gina isn't patient 11. In fact, there are pictures of all the girls in the Hart study. Gina wasn't even a patient. Her name isn't mentioned anywhere. It just doesn't make any sense. The good news is that we think we figured out who's behind Verdus. See, Jonas was going over McKinley's company budgets and found over $500 million of wire transfers going from Biotherapy Report LLC to Verdus Pharmaceuticals, specifically the Hart study and the Lullaby project. Now, who would want to invest $500 million to produce trait-positive girls? Biotherapy Report LLC is just the front foot of the order, and it's no doubt that they're the ones that took Emma. Now we have the P.O. box for biotherapy. I mean, it's not a big lead, but it's where we're headed. I just hope that Emma's still okay. All right, everyone. Be safe.
We find that Jenny is now traveling back with the group. She tells us it's because she enjoys studying psychologically damaged people, but it soon becomes obvious that she harbors a nudging attraction to Jonas. Later, Jonas reveals that the group is on their way to a secret meeting in which they hope to gather more information on Emma's whereabouts. Dr. Hart decides to come clean about why he betrayed the group and what his true goals are for Emma. He reveals that Gina was a lab experiment and that his job was to replicate her trait-positive genes in other girls. When his experiments failed and that trait positivity apparently could only be replicated by nature, the Order wanted to execute Gina to get rid of all evidence. The doctor begged them to spare her life and they offered him a deal. Since they could no longer study Bree, Emma was the next target on their list. Dr. Hart was offered to find her if he wanted to save the life of Gina. Therefore, the doctor tracked down Jonas and he led him right to Emma. At the end, the doctor callously thanks Jonas for doing all his hard work for him.
Alright, look, so I made a decision. You know, after I got over my bathtub hangover, and I got the permanent kink out of my neck, I decided to be proactive. Hey, come on. I not only broadcasted the location of that San Fran meeting to give you guys that memo. Gotta go. But also to draw the Order out. We tracked them for once. This is Lucy's car. We followed it to this house. Let's check it out. Whoa, whoa. Hey, Jimmy, wait. I mean, he said he was gonna meet us here. Dude, I don't even know if he's gonna show. We gotta do this now. Sorry.
Crowley. This is useless. Oh, what's this? What's this? Wait for it. Dude, this is Porter's house. What? This is Porter's house. Dude, he must be enough. What is it? Virgil! God, you made it. Colin said you knew my house. Emma!
Jonas, help me!
Emma!
Jonas, please!
Let her go! Go! Sarah! Sarah, nice!
Doesn't that guy ever learn?
Nice, thank you. Jenny!
I tried to stop him, but I couldn't.
Sorry.
Jonas, I'm sorry.
That's alright, look, we gotta go. What? What's not Virgil? Forget it, man, there's nothing we can do for him. Come on, we gotta go! Go, everybody!
Virgil's dead. After Lucy took off with Emma, we went back into the house and we searched through Porter's files. Turns out, not only did we $500 million into biotherapy report, but he also bought this old hospital. Emma's in there somewhere. I have no idea where, but she's in there.
Wait a minute. Wait, Jonas.
What?
It's Dr. Hart.
Oh, shit.
What are you gonna do?
Shit.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. If we grab Dr. Hart now, then this whole thing could get just...
Daniel! What? Oh my god, he can't just go in there.
Daniel!
Is he really just gonna do that? I still can't believe he just went right in there like that. Where is he?
Sarah, please, just let me think, okay?
Hey, don't you think you should call his phone or something, maybe? Or
Guys, please, just be quiet for a second. Let me
oh,
think.
there, he's right there.
Shh. What the fuck?
Look.
Emma.
That's her. She's in there. What's going on? I don't understand.
Baby, what the hell are you doing?
Looks like
Come
they're
on, go.
fighting.
Go, get out of there.
Why aren't they
Go.
leaving? What's
Run.
going on? You guys, what's happening?
Run. What the fuck are they doing?
Why are they fighting like that? Wait a minute, who is it? Oh my god. Fuck. Oh my god, you guys, that's Gina. What?
What the fuck is going on?
What?
Get out of there.
Why aren't they leaving? What? Oh my god, he just took Gina.
Where is she? Jonas, wait, man. Listen to me. Fuck off. Listen to me. Jonas!
Okay, I'm inside. This place is a fucking maze. That was close. Oh god. Stay away from her. What am I gonna do? Okay.
This is my final message. Bill Porter is dead. I killed him. I couldn't go through with the ceremony. I couldn't sacrifice Emma. So I poisoned Emma's blood with the serum. I poisoned Porter. I can never make up for all the people I've hurt, all the families I betrayed. But I can end this. Verdus, Porter, me. It all ends. Daniel, Jonas, I hope Gina's safe with you. Protect her. Please. She deserves a better life. A free life. Free from people like me.
Try upstairs. Check upstairs.
I remember the first time I met Gina. I just started working for Porter. We flew on his jet to Lake Baikal in Siberia. We drove all day and into the night until we found this tiny Russian village. A priest there introduced us to this young mother. And then we finally met her two girls. A 2-year-old named Evgeny and her newborn sister, Bronislava. The girls were so perfect. They were both trait positive. Porter paid, and then we left. On the flight home, I sat with Evgeny. She was going to be my research subject, my dream. That's when I named her Gina. Porter said he'd already arranged for an American family to raise Bronislava as if she were their own. And that's when he named her Bree.
We found them! We found them! Follow me! Follow me!
After the shocking revelations made by Dr. Hart in revealing the connection between Bree and Gina and his redemptive sacrifice, we find ourselves back with Taylor, who was on her way to an emergency meetup with Jack. The young teen has insisted that he has jumped his way to Taylor's hometown and that he's being hunted down by shadowy operatives. Hoping that whoever is chasing Jack doesn't find them, Taylor and the former hide out under a staircase. We finally get an update on Nikki as she tells us that her ill-fated trip landed her near Tijuana. After wandering around and failing to locate the Lullaby Project, she was picked up and driven back home across the border, where she has been following the progress of Jonas and the rest of the crew. She is happy to be safe and is rethinking her involvement with the entire ordeal, but for now she is happy to let things lie as they are and contemplates a safer line of work. Taylor relays to the audience that her and Jack did indeed make it out safely, but for now are traveling incognito. That is until Taylor discovers that Jack is missing and a trail of blood has been left in his place.
Jack? Jack? Oh my god. Oh my god. Jack? Jack! Just like that, he was gone. I'm sorry, but all that was left was this. Jack must have stashed his cell in my bag when he saw them coming, and I know that he did it for a reason.
If they find me, I have to leave something. I have to show them.
He wanted people to know what happened. That the Paladins are real, so I know that there's a message saved in the inbox, but I can't figure out the password. I've looked at his Watcher Jack MySpace and YouTube accounts. I don't know, maybe I'm just exhausted, but I need help. Jack's cell number is 310-949-9244. I'm putting it out there to all of you. Maybe someone out there can crack his password and get the message. As for me, I'm still out here, alone, and too exhausted to drive.
And it's here where we come to the end of Season 2. So many questions left unanswered, but worry not, for Season 3 is right around the corner. After Dr. Hart's honorable sacrifice, what became of Jonas and Emma? Did they successfully escape? Will the connection between Bree and Gina be explored in depth, and what secrets does Gina know about Verdus and its connection with the Order? Who has kidnapped Jack, and is he indeed even still alive? Where does Taylor go from here, and will she be reunited with Sarah? All these will be answered and so much more in Season 3, and if you thought Seasons 1 and 2 were a wild ride, trust me when I say, you ain't seen nothing yet. So stay put, stay tuned and subscribe, because you don't want to miss what's coming up next. Until then, dear viewer, always remember, question everything and trust no one. We'll see you next time.